Breaking news. Luis Ariz of the Miami Marlins now heading over to San Diego in a blockbuster trade early in the season. So that trade consisted of Luis Ariz and cash considerations going over to San Diego. So he's basically making league minimum over there. And in turn, the Miami Marlins will get a package of Dylan Heed, outfielder, Nathan Matarella, who's also first baseman and outfielder, and also outfielder Jacob Marcy, as well as lefty reliever Woo-Suk Go that came home from Korea. So the Marlins get a lot of top prospects, right? And this trade hits a little different for me because, yeah, of course I'm a Yankee fan, New York always, but when it comes to Miami Marlins, right? I have some friends that are from Miami that moved out there, and with this team, it's kind of been like my second team, like my second home team. So I kind of feel with this trade. Not other than that, Luis Ariz is also one of my favorite hitters in the league. A great personality, and ever since Peter Bendix went over to Miami, it's not even been 7 months yet, and they're already making massive changes. They're going back into another rebuild. And, Peter Bendix was once the GM and vice president of baseball operations for Tampa Bay Rays, so his vision's pretty good. Or at least, he should have a good vision. But now, you could see a lot of Miami Marlins fans are very upset and not happy over this trade, and rightfully so. I'm trying to justify it like, oh, well, you got to give him time, give Peter Bendix time. But, that Luis Ariz can play at this level, and he's a phenomenal contact. He's a 2-time batting champion, and he's a player, prototypical leadoff guy, gets on base, exploits the pitcher, puts pressure on the defense. Then you have the second guy up to get runners in scoring position and make something happen. But I don't know, with the season the Miami Marlins started out with, you wish that they had, gotten more wins, right? But they desperately needed some bullpen help. And they desperately needed positional players in the farm system, especially outfielders, right? Because they're loaded with pitching when it comes to starters, right? I know they have injuries with Sandy, Yuri, Edward Cabrera just came off an injury. They want to limit Max Meyer, Braxton Garrett, right? But when that rotation's healthy, it's honestly like top 3, top 5, and probably the entirety of baseball. So, but their bullpen is just struggling, right? It's horrible. I mean, Woo-Suk Go, does he really fulfill that need to be great? He can, potentially, right? He's still pretty new here, so there's a lot of, I guess, potential that could be exploited. And it's not even just Woo-Suk Go. They need still a lot more pieces to be a championship caliber team. But he's definitely a start, right? And with Peter Bendix and the Miami front office organization, if they're trying to get in the right developmental guys to go in the minor leagues, with a good system around them, they could probably potentially turn to stars. And that's not even considering the prospects that they got in return, the top prospects from the Padres. Dylan Heed looks like the best one. Then it's Jacob Marcy, right? And then Nathan Matarella. So, I look forward to Dylan Heed, right? I think he'll be very, very good. Can hit for contact, a lot of speed, very athletic guys, similar to what the Rays had, which is very good. But yeah, it's officially going into a rebuild, which is annoying to see. With Derek Jeter and Kim Ng, they really had a vision to bring identity and, to Miami. Because with the World Baseball Classic, there's a lot of fans that will come out and support the team. but the team needs to be good, And I think they're being very disingenuous right now with their fan base, really not telling them anything. I know with the New York Giants, we went and got Joe Shane and a brand new regime, right? And you were kind of worried with a young guy like Joe Shane. He did have GM experience, but what is he going to do with this team, yada, yada, right? And it's different. We weren't coming off a playoff berth. We were a 4-win team, right? So, but it's actually the exact opposite of the Miami Marlins. Joe Shane came in on a losing team. They didn't make the playoffs, not even close. Peter Bendix is inheriting a playoff team. And now, with Joe Shane, the first year in, he goes to the playoffs, which changes a lot of things in terms of rebuild. And with Peter Bendix, the team is off to a horrible start. They might turn it around. They might go on like 2 or 3 different 20-win, game paces, right? But you never know, right? So far, it's been really bad. The bullpen just does not look like it's getting any better. So, you had to give up some pieces in order to fill those needs. And unfortunately, it was Luis Ariz that had to go to the Padres. He really wanted to be a Miami Marlin for life. But it just, didn't work out that way. But at the very least, I think you got to be honest with your fans, man. Especially with Miami, with the trash that they've been throughout the past 24, 25 years, they deserve better. And there's not a lot of fans that come out anyway. And they only came out because of Ariz. Ariz was kind of put that team on the map last year. So, and you trade away that one guy, that captain of that team, honestly. Leader of that team. He's always telling everyone not to keep believing in them. You always got to keep believing in them. They're going to make something happen. And you trade them away, right? So, this rebuild better be it. This better work with Peter Bendix. If he comes from a good organization, he should know what he's doing. It's going to hurt. Miami is going to suck this year. They might get Ethan Holiday in the draft. You never know. But let's just hope it works out. This is a big blockbuster trade. But now going over to San Diego real quick, this is a great trade for them, right? Even though they lost prospects, they're trying to win now. And Luis Ariz is going to fit right at the top. I know Manny Machado had elbow surgery in the offseason, but I think he'll go right back to third base because I think he's fully healed now. So you have Manny at third, Casa and Kim at shortstop. I think Xander's going to stay at second, and Jake Cronenworth's going to stay at first base. So you're going to just plug Luis Ariz in as DH, right? Just have his bat be productive for you right at the top of the order. Get on base. Fernando Tatis brings him in. And, they'll be pretty solid. They've been dealing with their struggles past year. They got rid of Juan Soto. Now they get Luis Ariz. A lot of pitching. So, yeah. I would have liked to see, him stay at the Marlins. But it is what it is. I just thought to report on this. Marlins being a close team to me. And Ariz being one of my favorite players. So, definitely interesting. A lot of blockbuster trades early in the season, which is kind of crazy. So, hey, but with that, that's all I got to say. Let me know your thoughts, Miami fans. Let me know what you're thinking, San Diego fans. I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts on this too. And with that being said, take care. I'm out.